It is mid-April 2026, almost 2 years after the book Gone. We got delisted from a centralized exchange. The big five publisher doesn't seem to be happening. There is no layer 2. What the hell is happening? Well, Josh and Ben actually addressed those concerns in a recent X space. It was around 2 weeks ago. So if you didn't have a chance to listen to it, I'm gonna give you some cliff notes and I'm gonna add some more thoughts there. Let's get onto it. This was the space on March 26th, and here they talked about many things. So just gonna list them in order. First one was, we got delisted. So Stuff token got delisted from the centralized exchange MEXC. MEXC is not available to US citizens. So I would say it was not the core of the Stuff.io audience, but still quite a few people were using it to buy tokens. Very useful to have a centralized exchange so that you can move things around, convert into other currencies, and so on. Why was it delisted? Because there wasn't enough volume. I don't recall the exact figures, but maybe it was around $2,000 per day, something like this. It was really not a lot. So MEXC put a warning, hey, it's gonna be delisted, and sure enough, end of March it was. They did reach out to the Stuff team to see what could be done, but basically Stuff would have had to hire some kind of market maker to create fake volume, fake transactions, just for the sake of making the token look alive when it's not. It's rather on live support, I would say, lately. So that sucks for the people who bought on the centralized exchange. You still have around 2 weeks to transfer from MEXC to your own Cardano wallet if you had some tokens in there. And I mean, for a lot of people, it looked bearish, and it's true there's no volume and the token is, I would say, dying a slow death. Personally, I'm the eternal optimistic. And I'd rather have not a lot of volume on DEX, decentralized exchange, with real people buying and trading the token, rather than having it on a centralized exchange where we don't know if a transaction is real until you withdraw it. Maybe they had some arbitrage bot running in there, probably putting a lot of limit orders here and there to capture some volatility, and I think it may have hurt us in a sense. So now it's real people buying. So that's the first thing. MEXC, adios, see you next time. And well, we'll see what is the next centralized exchange to list the token and when. So that was the first point. Second one, I want to talk about the mysterious deal they have going on that they've been hinting at for some time, and it was finally revealed that it's about Ingram. So Ingram will put their 12 million titles on book.io as print books. So apparently it's a two-sided deal. We got only one side, which is the print book side, so we can imagine what the other side is, which is digital. But what we know so far, and this was just talked about in spaces, there's no official press release, so the details may be sketchy. So what we know is that 12 million print books will be available on book.io, and somehow when people will buy, they will get some Stuff tokens. So every purchase will trigger a token buy on the open market, and these tokens will go in the self-directed wallet of the user. So here there are many questions. For instance, do they get the tokens as part of consume to earn? Is it some kind of cashback they get in forms of tokens? Do they need to claim the tokens? Or so when they claim, basically there is a purchase on the open market, or is it as soon as they buy the print book, the tokens are bought? So a lot of unknown factors. But what does that mean? I'll quote Ben who said that will trigger hundreds of millions of transactions. And you may think, yeah, that's a bit crazy. Hundreds of millions. It's huge. Maybe he's exaggerating. But when you think about it, if you have 12 million books, it's also crazy to get to hundreds of millions. Just sell 20 units of each, and here you go. In the US, 800 million books were sold, I think, in 2024. So if, Ingram is responsible for, I don't know, 1/3 of that, or I don't know, something like this, we are getting in the hundreds of millions. And then the next question is, well, will people actually use it? So imagine you buy a print book, maybe you get a QR code with your book or some coupon in there telling you, hey, join our loyalty program and get some stuff tokens that you can redeem for other books or discounts, things like that. So yeah, I guess some people may be interested, especially if you tell them then, well, maybe you not only get tokens, but maybe you get the ebook version of it. And then this ebook version you can sell, or you can just earn more tokens by reading it. So it's much more interesting, because you buy a print book, the ebook, maybe you don't care about it, sell it. Tokens, you don't care about them, sell them. So you're getting something, yeah? Now, question is, how much of this something do they get? I don't know how much a print book is sold at on average, but just to keep it simple, let's think like $10. So if 1% of that goes into some kind of cashback, then it's 10 cents. 10 cents of stuff tokens with every book purchased. We'll have millions of them, maybe hundreds of millions. I feel like Trump. Hundreds of millions, billions, it's huge. But yeah, hundreds of millions at 10 cents, then it's dozens of millions of dollars of buy pressure on the token, which is gigantic. We've never seen anything like that before. So yeah, question is, will people take the bait? Will they understand the value proposition? Will Ingram actually market that well? And I think here I'm quite optimistic, because Ingram has been investing twice in Book.io. I feel like Book.io is on their payroll, basically, in a sense. And they wouldn't do that if they didn't want to fully leverage what Book.io is doing. So why would Ingram do that? Because Ingram is a wholesale distributor. They don't sell to people directly, they sell to Amazon, so Amazon can sell to their clients. They sell to Barnes and Nobles, so they can sell to their clients. So they don't really know who the buyers are. But with Book.io, if someone has to create an account and redeem some coupon or something, then they will know and you have access to them, and they'll be able to say, hey, I see you have those books. Also, let's play like that. Hey, you have the whole series of Akotar, some Romantasy book series, and hey, look, the next one is coming out. Maybe you can pre-order. And look, hey, you have some stuff tokens. Maybe we'll give you like free shipping or something. And then it's much, much more interesting for them, because basically instead of doing wholesale deliveries, they do directly to people through Book.io. So a lot of potential there. Just as an exercise some months ago, I asked AI, hey, this is the token, this is how much liquidity there is. So how much buy pressure do we need to do 10x? And I was asking AI, okay, we do so buy pressure with the idea that half the people will sell. So you have like a ratio of 2-to-1, meaning for $100 of buy pressure, you have $50 of sell pressure. Just because, hey, people take profit, people are trading. It's just a thought exercise. And the answer was $600,000 to do a 10x. I don't know how much tokens are doing in volumes. This is the stuff chart, but I'm gonna go to tab tools. mind you, volume doesn't mean buy pressure. But yeah, so what Night is doing well. Not so many transactions so on Cardano, but probably much more on centralized exchanges. But the point here is that Cardano is pretty much not very active, and that's why if we get normal people to buy and to trigger those token purchases, then $600,000 when you make dozens of millions of dollars of buy pressure per year, then in 1 month it's done. In 1 month we 10x. At 1% cashback for $10, $10 book price. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty big. It's a pretty big deal. We don't know what the second part of the deal is in terms of, will they pair an ebook when you buy an actual book? So still some things to discover, but when Ben talks about hundreds of millions of transactions, but that's the case. It's very likely that Ingram sells hundreds of millions of books through Amazon or someone else. I was looking at their print on demand, so what they do for people who self-publish. There were figures from 2012, and at that time it was 24 million books per year. And this was almost 15 years ago. So I would say dozens of millions of books for sure. So yeah, we can expect, if those are the actual details of the deal, still to be defined, then crazy buy pressure, 10x should be incredibly easy. And then, I'm waiting to come back to all-time high, which would be a clean, 80x from here. That will take more time, but for me, it's within reach. Now, while Ingram is progressing, it is very good news because you know what? And I'll come back to that. I was saying, Cardano is kind of inactive, don't get many transactions. It's true for crypto in general, I feel like. And the token is not gonna do great with crypto. With crypto people. It's done, it's been out for 2 years. It's down like 98%. No one is buying this. Unless people who believe and see a crazy risk-reward ratio like me and a few of us. So yeah, crypto is not gonna save the token. Mass adoption will. So if you have Ingram putting those coupons, those cashbacks in every book, every single book they print, and it's dozens, hundreds of millions of them, then that's potentially that many new users. And then, maybe it's just going to be 1% of those millions of users. Maybe not everyone is into it, fair. But then this 1%, they come and they see other books, they see movies, they see music albums, and I can own my stuff. And I feel like once we touch to retail, basically, then you have book influencers, and here we go. Of course, we need a better reading app, offline mode would be nice, some caching. It takes quite some time to load sometimes the main page if you have a lot of books. So that would be cool. But then imagine the value proposition. Hey, you buy a print book. That's what you wanted to buy at the price agreed. You get an ebook on top, you get some tokens, and then as you read the ebook, you get more tokens. You can use those tokens maybe to buy another book. This week they released a poem on book.io that you can buy with stuff tokens. So you get even more books if you want. You will be able eventually to rent your books as well. So some kind of quote-unquote passive income. Or you don't want the ebook, send it to a friend. It's there. It's there in beta testing, but no, in the future it will be there. So see the value proposition that is coming from book.io. I think retail is gonna eat that up. Why? No, at similar price point, people will go where they have more services. If the user experience is similar. That's why I say we need a good reader app. Okay, so that's the part about Ingram partnership, more to come. but big news. And for this to work, hundreds of millions of transactions, it's not going to be on Cardano, it's going to be on the layer 2. There were some setbacks because it was supposed to be based on Midgard. Midgard was supposed to deliver in December, they still didn't deliver. There's a bit of drama with the developer of Midgard. So it is unsure now when this layer 2 is coming, but Josh and Ben confirmed that layer 2 is coming. We absolutely need it to handle this amount of volume. So there's no way around it. Now the way they can do it is either wait on Midgard or, as they seem to hint at, build it themselves. By building it themselves, it means contracting freed tokens, who was contracted by Midgard before, to build the layer 2. So I think this is going to happen for sure. So now we are getting our own blockchain where the stuff token is everywhere with token buybacks every time a print book is purchased. And well, if they partner up with Ingram, you can imagine that other publishers will want to get their share. And unfortunately, the prior Big Five fell through. We learned that they were in touch with Simon and Schuster, and so one of the Big Five publishers. And the prior CEO stepped down, and when the new CEO came in, he didn't seem that interested into book.io. So it's dead. With Simon and Schuster, it's dead, apparently. That being said, the team is talking with other Big Five to try to save the deal with someone else. We'll see if they manage. They did have those connections with their prior company. We know that Bertelsmann Group is investing in book.io and they own Penguin Random House. So it's not so far-fetched that at least they have the connections. And I think they already said in the past that they met with all Big Five. So maybe the credibility that will be brought by Ingram, showing that, hey, it works at scale, millions of users, redeeming stuff token, new economy, maybe that will convince a Big Five to come. But as of today, no Big Five. Still, 12 million books from Ingram should cover quite a lot of the spectrum, I'd say. So yeah, that's where we are. Layer 2 absolutely needed, so it's gonna come. Big Five on pause in a sense. Ingram, big deal coming up. Really, that can create millions of transactions, millions of tokens buybacks. If executed properly, if people take the bait, we need more details. But the potential is there, because as I said, Ingram invested twice. They want to make money. So they're gonna, I feel confident they're gonna go full steam with book.io. They're not gonna do let's do a pilot phase or just 1% of our books we're gonna put and see how it works. No, I don't think that's the plan. The plan is let's put everything, let's make money, let's capture our customers. So that's very bullish. One last thing that they mentioned during that space, and I believe it's very important as well, is that basically everyone on the team is using AI agents now. And they're spending a lot of time setting up their workflow, some guardrails around that, making sure that everything works as expected. There is some coding conventions to respect and some rules. So they were working a lot on that in March. And when they were asked at that point, hey, what's the roadmap for 2026? Josh said, we can't share a roadmap because we don't even know what we're going to do next month, because we can do so much with AI agents. Guillermo was saying in the last tech wrap-up that he did in 3 weeks what he would do in 6 months. So the pace of delivery on the technological side will increase drastically. So all the little things that we don't like, hey, why don't we have offline caching, offline mode? Why is it slow? Hey, can we change the fonts or the background, or put that thing there, things like that, kind of quality of life improvements. This should be executed and delivered very quickly. So the whole experience is gonna get better, and they're gonna be able to develop bigger things. For instance, Josh and Zanji created a prototype of the secondary marketplace on testnet. It was just a prototype. I'm not sure how far they plan to develop that. But hey, secondary marketplace is a thing that has been on the prior year goals, and that we absolutely need. We want people to come beyond book.io, stuff.io, look at the library, have a sell button, and they can put it on the marketplace, and maybe they can sell for stuff tokens, so it's even easier. And then on the stuff layer 2, they can swap things around very easily. So yeah, we may get those big ticket items this year. The way I see it is that I think we need the layer 2 before anything else. Once the layer 2 is here, and I don't care if it's not decentralized at first, once the layer 2 is here, okay, bring the 12 million books from Ingram, improve the app, put the marketplace, put consume to earn, and I hope they'll change the name to more like a reading reward program, or reward program in general, something like this. So yeah, basically, and I'll end with that because I've been rambling for a while. Look, we all hurt. We all lost. If you bought the token at OG price, some of us even all-time high, it's horrible. Like, just the truth. We just lost almost everything. Personally, I look at this year as the pivotal year. If they don't make it this year, then there's not much left to hope for. I'll wait for the layer 2 for sure. I hope it will be delivered this year. No, layer 2, 12 million titles from Ingram, and then we'll see what happens with that. Because if Ingram cannot save book.io with the millions of titles and hundreds of millions of transactions, I don't know what will. So personally, that's my vision. I'm waiting, as always, letting them deliver. Now they have even more tools thanks to those AI agents. They have some really big deals, coming up, and I do believe that 10x super easy, going back to all-time high possible, and then I know some people. So little shout out to one of the OG who was putting out there $2 per token, which will be a 10 billion market cap for the project, which is huge. This is like really, really a moonshot, even $1, I'd say. But that we're gonna do multiple X's, 10, 20, 30, 50. Coming back to all-time high, yeah, I think it is likely. So it's, as I said, it's like, what, 70, 80x from now? So the way I see it, and I've been buying at those very low prices, what you put now, you may be able to easily, make money from it and get back the money you lost at the OG price. This is not financial advice, it's just the way I see it. The amount I put at the OG sale, I can put just a fraction of that, or half of that actually. I can put it now, and a 2x should be very easy once Ingram is there. I do believe that they will deliver, because they've been working hard for 4 years. I mean, the team has always been there. They work super hard every day of the year, all the time. They do believe in this. I mean, if those people with the connections, with the investors, with the tech, the patents, with the drive, the passion to do it, if they cannot do it, then no one will. And what is more likely that no one ever uses this great use case for NFTs, or that someone actually uses it and then that it takes off. So I lean towards the revolution, I'd say. All right. So that was it for this kind of catch-up video. It's been a while. I'm looking forward to what's next. When we're looking at the Project Catalyst milestones for the Big Five, while we know that there's no big five on the horizon, supposedly, they did have a milestone in April. So we'll see if they deliver anything there. It will be a way to follow that from the shadows, in a sense. But yeah, they say they can develop much faster than before, so I expect many new features to come, many new things to happen, and yeah, just better user experience and so on. Alright, end of video. Thank you very much for tagging along. As usual, nothing is financial advice. I personally bought a ton of tokens and I will keep on doing so. With money I am ready to lose, of course, but yeah, it's crazy. If they manage those hundreds of millions of transactions, those print books, and Ingram goes full speed, full power on this and promoting book, then the 10, 11,000 holders we have now, it's a drop in the ocean. Once this amount of retail comes in, I think it may surprise us all, and I hope it does. Okay, so thank you for watching. Have a nice rest of the weekend or the day, and I'll see you around.